Hello, welcome to CATEX-TV. I'm Tom Bailey in London. It's 4:30 PM in London, 11:30 Eastern Time and 12:30 in Bermuda. Today in history, today in 1729, the US city of Baltimore was founded. And today is the birthday of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Hollywood film star and governor of the state of California. He was born in Austria today in 1947. And now to the news. An outbreak of drug-resistant malaria in western Cambodia poses a major threat to global efforts to eradicate the mosquito-borne disease, according to the World Health Organization. The alert follows a study which found that treatments derived from artemisinin, the basis of the most effective anti-malarial drug, took twice as long to clear malaria parasites from Cambodian patients as it did in neighbouring Thailand. The findings, published in the New England Journal of Medicine today, are expected to add urgency to efforts to halt the spread of the new strain, which experts say could lead to millions more deaths from the disease. The report comes on the same day researchers in Europe claimed a significant breakthrough using mosquitoes themselves as a way to a potential malarial vaccine. In the study conducted at Radboud University in the Netherlands, volunteers using the drug chloroquine were given gradual exposure to malaria-infected mosquitoes. The experiment produced dramatic results, with all 10 subjects in the vaccine group all acquiring immunity to malaria, while 5 others in non-vaccinated comparison group did not. Scientists warned, however, that the trial, while significant, was not practical on a large scale, although it did show that the principles involved offered one of the best hopes yet of developing an effective malaria vaccine. The Cambodian study focused on malarial cases around the town of Pailin, a former stronghold of the Khmer Rouge close to the border with Thailand. The region has long been known as a hotspot for drug-resistant malaria, with the drugs chloroquine and fansidar losing effectiveness there in the 1950s and 60s before becoming ineffective elsewhere. News that the same region is now developing resistance to artemisinin has raised fears that one of the world's frontline drugs used in combating the disease could soon become effective. The drug, commonly given as artesunate, only became widespread in the treatment of malaria about a decade ago. Among the biggest worries, scientists say, is that artemisinin resistance could spread to Africa, where 90% of the world's malaria deaths occur. And some background on malaria. Malaria strikes about 250 million people each year and kills more than 880,000 people a year. Most of those are children under 5. It is the world's 3rd deadliest infectious disease, behind AIDS and tuberculosis. Global malaria hotspots include southern and central Africa, rural Southeast Asia, and much of southern and central America, rural Southeast Asia, and much of Africa, where most of the deaths from this disease occur. Malaria is caused by a parasite called Plasmodium, carried in the saliva of female mosquitoes. When an infective insect bites a person, the parasites travel to the liver, multiply, and then enter the bloodstream. The parasite attacks red blood cells, causing them to stick in the walls of capillaries, slowing blood flow, and without treatment, sufferers can die from organ failure. Krakatoa, the Indonesian volcanic island that famously erupted and then was destroyed by a series of massive volcanic eruptions in 1883 on August the 26th and 27th of that year, has over the years been re-emerging from the ocean, and volcanic deposits have gradually rebuilt it. Since the beginning of this year, Anak Krakatoa, the island, has restarted a period of intense strombolian activity, that is, activity with low-level eruptions occurring. The eruption of 1883 was a significant global weather-changing event, and it resulted in average temperatures dropping, and global average temperatures dropping by 1.2 degrees Celsius. This current activity is being monitored by scientists, one of whom has taken this impressive photograph. And now I've got a series of company news items. Broking firm Arthur J. Gallagher and Company said it received regulatory approval to again accept contingent commissions on retail brokerage business effective October the 1st this year. This is the first time since it has disavowed the fees in 2005 because of investigations of broker compensation. President, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer Arthur J. Gallagher said the broker estimates it may receive $10 million in contingent fees by 2011. Gallagher said, "We will continue to operate on a fully transparent basis." Gallagher commented during a conference call with equity analysts yesterday discussing the broker's second quarter earnings statement, in which it reported that net earnings rose to $43.8 million from $40.8 million in the same quarter last year. In 2005, Gallagher entered into a settlement with Illinois regulators and the three largest global brokers, Aon, Marsh and Willis. They also entered into similar settlements with the New York state regulators. The settlement stemmed from a 2004 investigation by New York officials of the alleged contract steering by brokers focusing on contingent commissions, market service agreements and placing service agreements between insurers and brokers. Hanover Re has renewed a cat bond issued in July 2006 via BNP Paribas and Aon Benfield Securities. The €150 million bond was placed with institutional investors in Europe and North America. The notes were priced at Euribor plus 6.75% and they mature on 6th of April 2012. Ulrich Wollen, Chief Executive Officer of Hanover Re, said, "We are pleased that we succeeded in structuring an attractive transaction that met with keen interest among investors. We were able to place twice the originally planned amount of €75 million at our preferred conditions." UK insurer Aviva has appointed Axel Schmidt as Chief Underwriting Officer for its UK general insurance business. Schmidt will start his role in the new year when he will take on responsibility for underwriting, pricing and development of commercial and personal lines products in the UK. He will be based in London and will report to Chief Executive Igal Meyer. Schmidt joins Aviva from Zurich Financial Services Group, where he worked for the past 20 years, most recently as Technical Underwriting Director in their Global Corporate Division. Having studied law in his native Germany, he has worked around the world in Cologne, Rio de Janeiro and latterly in Zurich. Igal Meyer said Axel brings over 2 decades of underwriting knowledge to Aviva. His extensive commercial experience will help us to continue to build our core insurance capability, play to our full risk appetite and grow in our home market to maintain our #1 position. Well, Willis Holdings Group Limited, the global insurance broker, today reported results for the quarter and 6 months ended June 30th, 2009. The highlights of these include 20% growth in commission and fees, 1% organic growth in commission and fees, global and international segments with 7% and 5% growth respectively. Reported operating margin of 21%, with an adjusted operating margin of 21.2%, and the North America segment operating margin expansion of 660 basis points over a year ago to 22.3%. Joe Plumeri, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Willis Holdings Group, said, "Willis' strength lies in its business diversity. We continue to see excellent results from our international and global segments, and this is bolstering our overall performance in the face of difficult economic conditions, particularly in the UK, US and Ireland. The HRH integration continues to go better than expected, with synergies tracking ahead of schedule. We continue to run our company with discipline and foresight, implementing strict cost controls, right-sizing for the current environment, and investing in areas that will drive current and future growth." Insurer Lancashire Holdings plc reported yesterday there was strong growth in premiums in the second quarter, despite a surprise fall in demand for Gulf of Mexico hurricane cover for energy assets, and that added to the pre-tax profit more than doubled on the year. For the 3 months ended June 30th, the Bermuda-based insurer wrote gross premiums of $241.9 million. That's up 23% on the $196.7 million written a year earlier for the same period. The company posted a pre-tax profit